Hey, what's going on, Virgos? Butch here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to use in the comments, you guys have told me how to say this, and I still feel like I'm saying it wrong, but the Santa Morte. I feel like I'm supposed to roll it a bit more when I say it, but I'm sorry. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what do we have for Virgos? What's going on for Virgo? All right, Virgos. The first thing I see, Virgos, I feel like, I feel like this energy that's around you is someone that you already know. And I feel like it is someone, we have the Six of Cups. This is someone that you already know. And I feel like you already have, there is something already going on between the two of you. But I feel like every time it seems to take a step forward, we take 2 steps back. I feel like there's a lot of hot and cold energy with this person, with that 5 of Pentacles, as well as I feel like it causes a lot of issues. I feel like there's a lot of chaotic energy going on between the two of you. And solely all that comes from is that defensive energy I feel like coming from this person. I feel like, you show up for this person, you nurture this person, you're there for them, but it's like they're not seeing that. That's how it seems to you. It seems like they're not seeing it. It seems like they're not trusting it. They're not trusting their intuition. I feel like you have a very special bond with this person, and I feel like that's part of the reason this frustrates you, is because of the fact that you do have this bond with this person, and it's almost like they're not seeing it. Like I said, with that nine of wands, that very defensive energy coming from them, and I feel like it's almost like a roadblock. Every time you start to get a little bit closer, they put up the roadblock. I feel like this person is very self-contained, that self-imposed prison with that 8 of Swords. But the reason they do what they do, I feel like is really going to shock you. Now, first and foremost, I feel like this person thinks about you and only you. This person truly cares. They feel that bond with that 2 of Cups. But with that 4 of Cups, they only think about you. I feel like this person spends so much time pushing people away, but then they met you. And there is an establishment of trust that they have with you. It's slow and steady, but I feel like they do trust you. And it's not about, they've always protected themselves from people hurting them. Because I don't feel like they had a very good track record. I feel like there's been a lot of people that should have been there that weren't there for this person. So they had a hard time trusting people. It's not the fact that they don't trust you. And that's what I feel like is the biggest roadblock here. It's the fact they don't trust themselves. I feel like this person is still kind of even though they trust you, even though they know you're there for them, the reason they throw up these roadblocks, the reason there's hot and cold energy, and the reason for this chaotic energy is because they don't trust themselves with you. This person, you make them happy. And the reason why they're not taking the leap of faith You know, there is a reason. There's a very good reason. Like I said, you make them happy. They feel happy with you. They feel, I mean, honestly, they feel better than they've ever felt. And that's what scares them. You're important to them. They never thought they'd find someone like you. And now, because of this, it causes them that self-imposed prison. It causes them to go into that hermit mode, you know, spending way too much time thinking, you know, looking at the negatives instead of the positives here. I mean, we have the Five of Cups as well. You know, they're looking at all the worst case scenarios rather than the best case scenarios here. But the reason why, I mean, they're overthinking the shit out of this, obviously, with that the Four Wands. Or Four Swords, sorry. You both want the same thing, that's clear. With that Seven of Pentacles. You both want the same thing. They want to give you what you deserve. It's just, I feel like they have little faith in themselves that they can do that for you. And I feel like the reason why it seems like sometimes they push you away is that's them protecting you with that Emperor. They're protecting you from them. I mean, this person, they think they're doing what's best for you. You know, they're thinking way too much. Like I said, they're overthinking the shit out of this, but they think they're doing what's best for you. They're trying to keep you at a distance so you don't get hurt. You know, they're afraid of hurting you. That's their biggest fear. They're not worried about getting hurt. They trust you. They're afraid of hurting you. And I feel like they have a hard time being honest with you because of that. You know, they don't want... You're the last person they want to hurt. I mean, emotionally, they know they can't walk away from you, but they fear that maybe you should walk away from them. But they can't tell you that. They can't be honest with you about that. Because they deep down, they don't want you to go anywhere. They're just afraid that someday they're going to hurt you. They're afraid that they're going to, you know, sometimes our biggest fear isn't hurting ourselves. It's hurting the people that matter the most to us. And that's exactly what their biggest fear is. I mean, they look at you as that Empress. You know, nurturing, taking care of them. You know, you've been there for them. You mean so much to them. And the worst thing they could possibly think of is them hurting you. Because they don't think they can forgive themselves for that. Like I said, you have a strong bond with this person. I mean, with that two of Cups, I mean, that's a lifelong bond. And this person wants nothing more to be with you. They just don't think that they deserve you. They don't think they will deserve you. I mean, they put you up on a pedestal. All that you've done for them and all that, you know, all that emotion that you give them, all that nurturing energy that you give them, they're afraid of hurting you. They're afraid of losing that. But they're afraid that if they lose it, it's their fault that they lose it. They've never been more happy, like I said, with that Nine of Cups. I mean, filling all their cups. And they want to make you happy, but I feel like they have little faith in themselves. You know, but it's slow and steady, Virgo. You know, I feel like they come a long way already in a short time. And I feel like they continue to grow, and they still don't have faith in themselves yet. But they truly do care about you. And the reason why they're distant, the reason why they got that self-imposed prison, you know, implemented is because they don't want to... They're trying to save you from themselves. And this is all stemming from the fact that I feel like this person hasn't had a whole lot of... Like I said, they haven't had a whole lot of good things happen to them. They've had a lot of people let them down. And they know how it feels to be let down by someone that matters. And they don't want to do that to you. They're already thinking about you. They're putting you before them. They never thought they'd find this, but when they found it, the last thing they want to do is screw it up. But like I said, they're not walking away from this. I don't see them, you know, they're keeping you at arm's distance, but they're not pushing you away. You know, that hot and cold energy you get, that chaotic energy you get, I mean, that's not what this person wants. Deep down, this person wants to be with you. They want to earn their place beside you. They feel like they need to earn it. Like I said, slow and steady with that Knight of Pentacles. You know, the trust is already starting. You know, and I feel like just being patient here. I know that's not what anybody wants to hear is patience, but I feel like this person's, like I said, I feel like you're on the same page. I feel like you want the same thing. You know, I feel like this person can truly make you happy. They just don't see it yet, but they're getting there. You know, I do see, I mean, we have the Hangman, so I do see this person seeing things in a different perspective, and also the Devil. You know, I do feel like this person is growing, and I feel like they are going to be able to let go of the chains that hold them back, the chains that bind them. You know, I do see you getting everything that you want from this person. I do see this person nurturing this connection. Like I said, I mean, I feel like there is times that this person feels like they're into it, but it's the fear. You know, when you're told for a very long time that you're not good enough, when you find something that as special as they found in you, they keep resorting back to the countless people telling them they weren't good enough, they were bad, they didn't deserve happiness. Like all these things that this person said, every time they think of you, this stuff pops in their head. But I feel like the noise is calming down, and I feel like they are going to release themselves from that burden. They only think about you. And I feel like when push comes to shove, this person will show up for you. They will put in the work. Because like I said, even though they're not really, even though they keep it at arm's length, I feel like that arm's length is getting shorter and shorter over time. And that's what I'm saying about patience. I mean, this person will show up for you. This person wants to protect you. This person, I mean, they want to protect you so much that they're protecting you from them. Excuse me. But I see a very promising future. I see a lot of forward movement with the Chariot. And then I see, we have that King of Cups. I'm coughing because I had peanuts earlier, and I think I have a slight allergy to peanuts, but I love them. Not peanuts, but pistachios. Chocolate-covered pistachios. I love them so much that I eat them, even though they make my throat really dry. But anyway, like I said, I mean, I do see a lot of forward movement with this. I do see a future here. And with that King of Cups, I feel like the maturity is kind of getting in the way. Like I said, they hold you, they put you up on a pedestal. I mean, you mean so much to them that the last thing they want to do is hurt you. But I feel like they are getting over that. I do feel like the voices in their head telling them they're not good enough, they're starting to subside. And they're starting to see things in a different perspective. And I do see a lot of forward movement. But like I said, it's patience. And if anybody has patience, it's Virgo. But I do see a lot of forward movement here. I do see a very special bond between the two of you that isn't going to be broken easily. And the only thing in the way of us moving forward right now is them and their way of thinking. But I feel like that is coming to an end. You can only be... I feel like their intuition's taking over the voices in their head, and I feel like it is coming to a point when they're starting to listen. Like I said, they're not walking away from this. They're keeping you at arm's length, but they're not pushing you away. I mean, we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So for story time tonight, kids, I can relate. I spent a long time in my life. This is just a part of my story. So I don't want to bore you, but growing up, I didn't get a lot of love. I wasn't brought up in a loving family. My parents were divorced when I was 3 months old. I seen a lot of negative, toxic energy growing up between my parents, and it went on for a long time, and it's almost like they wasted all their energy on each other, so they didn't really have any energy, positive or negative for us. I just didn't feel a lot of love, you know, and sometimes the absence of love, you know, when you don't feel nurtured, you don't feel taken care of, you feel like a burden to people, you know, and then it gets amplified when you get older. And you know, I made mistakes in my life, but I never had anybody there in my corner when I made those mistakes. I had people on the other side of the ring tell me I'd be nothing, you know, I'd do nothing, you know, I didn't deserve what I had, and I didn't have anything. So it gets very confusing for people. And sometimes when people that mean, you know, some people that have an authority figure in your life, parents, you know, teachers, stuff like that, when people keep telling you negative things, you start to believe it, and then you absorb it, and then you start believing it, because if everybody's saying it, must be true. And sometimes it takes meeting the right person to break that cycle. And I feel like that's what this person and you, why you met. I mean, I feel like this person, like I said, this person's in love. I honestly feel like this person loves you. They just don't know how to tell you, because if they tell you, their biggest fear is that they'll let you down. You know, I mean, people had worse childhoods than me. I'm not throwing a pity party for myself. I'm just explaining how I, you know, understand this, and how, you know, even if there's people in your life growing up that are supportive, but then there's that one person you really look up to that, you know, always makes you feel like you're not enough. That can be very, you know, detrimental to your mental health, your emotional health. And it takes time. You know, there's not an overnight fix for that. That's why I'm saying be patient, because there's not an overnight fix for that, but it can be reprogrammed. They just need the right person to be in their life, and to show them that they have meaning. Show them that there's better out there. You know, and I still hold on to some of that grudge, and I feel like that's why emotionally in relationships I haven't really been successful. But I still hold hope, and everyone should. There's somebody out there for you. There's that right person that, you know, will help you through. And don't sell yourself short, because that person that's special to you, you're going to be special to them. No matter what anybody told you growing up, no matter what anybody told you ever in your life, that right person will see the value in you. You know, you shouldn't have to sell yourself to anybody. Metaphorically, not. You shouldn't sell yourself to anybody. You shouldn't sell you shouldn't sell yourself to anybody for cash, but I mean, metaphorically, you shouldn't have to, you know, sell yourself. You know, there's so many people out there. Like a friend of mine was trying to set up a dating thing the other day, profile, and he was like, you know, I'm saying that, you know, and I was reading what he wrote, and I was like, dude, this isn't you. You know, he said, yeah, but I'm trying to make myself appealing to women. And I'm like, but you're lying. Be yourself. The right woman will message you back, or she won't. But if you're selling yourself, if you're putting out all this stuff out there that's not true, just trying to, you know, pump yourself up and make yourself look good, you're gonna look real bad when they find out it ain't true. Like I said, I'm not saying you should wait forever for this person, but I'm saying there's a lot of good things coming if you be patient. You know, I do feel like it is moving fairly quickly. So there's a silver lining there. I mean, this isn't an ongoing thing that's going to take forever, but like I said, there is moments when it's going to be chaotic. There's moments when it's going to feel like it's hot and cold. But what I see is this person truly cares about you to the point where they're worried about your happiness over their own. And that's rare. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.